Hello, I'm on the Middle Severn, that's the river behind me, and I'm here for the evening and into dark doing a barbel session. The river has been up, but it is now falling and the banks are quite slippery, but I've chose a safe peg. That's important when you fish, and particularly when you night fish on your own. Safety is an important issue, so I'm very comfortable with my peg. Never fished here before. I had a good look at it when I arrived, and I'm going to show you now what it looks like and how I intend to fish it. This is my swim. The main flow is well out from the bank. In fact, I've got some slack water, 2 to 3 lengths out, and then the flow begins. And this is the feature that I'm fishing to. As you can see, just downstream, just a few meters from where I'm sitting, is a willow tree. It's hanging over into the water, and the flow is just off the edge of the tree. So that's probably there, as you can see on the camera now, where I'm casting to. I've got a 3-ounce lead and it's holding up well in the flow. So am I confident? Yes, I'm always confident. As I said, I'm fishing a 3-ounce lead. It's holding comfortably in the water, so I'll be able to stick with that through the session. There it is. Hold it up for the camera there. It's fixed, although it's only fixed with a piece of power gum knot, so it's not a strong knot at all. And I usually find that I end up tying several knots during the session because I tie them quite loose. So it's a safe knot, that's important. What I'm doing is I'm getting a piece of brown crumb, pigeon conditioner seeds, and I'm moulding it into a little ball, as it were, like a rugby shaped ball, and then, like so, fixing it around the lead. And because I'm fishing boilie, there's my boilie, air rigged. Because I'm fishing boilie, I'm taking a few boilies, like so, and pushing them into the crumb around the lead. So it goes out like that, and then when it hits the riverbed, breaks up and deposits the attractor exactly where I want it. That's the theory. Let's cast out and see if it works. It's 8 o'clock and it's getting quite dark. I've set the camera up on the tripod just underneath my brolly. There's a little bit of rain predicted later, and I've put my head torch actually on the tripod, so when I get into a fish, which hopefully I will, I'll be able to record it on the camera. It's been quiet so far, but there's not much weed or anything coming down because the river's falling, and it really does look good. The water temperature is 12.1 Celsius, well, it was when I arrived, and the air temperature was 12, so in effect it was warmer in the river than it was on the bank. As the evening has wore on, it has got a little bit chillier this side of the water anyway, and I've now got my fleece all-in-one suit on, and I'll soon be putting my fleece jacket on as well soon. But the water temperature, I haven't tested it for an hour or so, a couple of hours, whatever, since I've been here, but that'll hold up well. The air temperature will fall, but the water temperature will remain about the 12, so very hopeful as we now enter into dark. 10:30, I'm just into a fish. Seems like my perseverance has paid off. It's a good fish as well. It's the first time I've fished this particular swim, so I don't know if there are any snags, although I haven't hit anything at all during the session so far when I've cast out. But one thing you can be sure is that when you do hook into a barbel, it will immediately head for any snags that are there. And I seem to be doing okay with this fish at the moment. It's coming in nicely, and hopefully I will land it. There's a lovely bend in the rod. I wish I could capture it on film. It's been a cold night as well so far, quite chilly, but the water temperature has held up. That's what really counts. It's coming in. It'll be splashing soon. There you go. Typical style, it's just made off again, which usually happens. I think I'm favourite now to net it. In the net. That was great. I landed the fish and it's now gone back to fight another day. As you will have seen from the video, it took a reasonable amount of time to actually land the fish, and I want to mention the importance of using the right gear when fishing for barbel. Now of course there will be times when we're fishing for perhaps roach or maybe even chub, and we hook into a barbel on light gear. There's not much we can do about that of course, but to deliberately set out to fish for them using 4-pound line or 3-pound line as some anglers do, well in my book that's actually irresponsible. We need to be able to catch the fish, hook it should I say, and then bring it to the net as quickly as possible. Not to tow it in of course, we need to give the fish some play, but we need to be able to bring it to the net in a reasonable time. And that's why on this particular occasion I've used 10-pound line. My main line was Suffolk Synergy. I've used it for a good number of years, it's never let me down, and if it's not broken don't fix it, that's my motto. And the hook length was Drennan double strength, and so I feel it's important to use the right sort of gear for the fish. And barbel will give their all, and as such they demand respect really on that front, and to fish for them with line that's 3 or 4 pound or 5 pound is not really sufficient. We need to use the proper gear, not just the line of course, but the rod and everything else needs to be sufficient to bring a barbel to the net in a reasonable time.